Hey, what's up everybody? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways to get through a fast. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, share the channel with your friends. I appreciate your support. Let's get into it. I started fasting, doing intermittent fasting in January 2018. I use a lot of different techniques to get through fasts, but these are the main 3 I use. The first one is to drink water. Drinking water is probably the most important thing you can do for a fast, both in the way of curbing the appetite, but also in the way of the health benefits and staying hydrated. There's really nothing more important you can do. People have asked me in the past, well, how do you keep from eating if you're so hungry and if you don't think you can go any further? And I tell them the best thing you can do is to drink a glass of water like you see in the video right here and wait about 10 to 15 minutes. I can almost guarantee you that you will not feel hungry after that, after you let the water circulate through your body, after your body is able to digest the water. You're not going to feel hungry anymore. That's because most of the time, hunger and thirst can feel like the same sensation. So what I would tell you, if you're getting hungry and it's hard to get through the fast, drink water, drink plenty of water. The second thing I would recommend is drinking black coffee, drinking coffee with nothing in it. Now, some people think that black coffee is disgusting, and I used to be one of those people. What I can tell you is this, is that if you start by just simply drinking black coffee and forcing yourself to like it, forcing yourself to drink it, eventually you'll like it. I used to be somebody that never drank coffee without cream in it. And once I started intermittent fasting, I knew I had to change that, and I did. And it didn't take me long to start appreciating how flavorful and how good black coffee can be, especially if you get high quality grounds from a craft coffee brewer or a craft coffee roaster. And there's plenty of those around these days. People, that seems to be getting more and more popular these days. What caffeine does is, from my experience, it curbs the appetite, much like water will curb the appetite. And it also gives you energy, obviously, from the caffeine to go out and keep going if you think you're getting tired from not having any food. So coffee for me has been a savior. Black coffee has. Now it has to be black coffee. Creamer has calories in it, and a lot of times creamer has added sugar, so you don't want to have coffee with creamer. You want to have black coffee. So I recommend drinking black coffee. If you really can't stand black coffee, you really don't think you'll be able to ever get it down or digest it, then tea, plain tea is also good. Tea with caffeine, tea without caffeine. Just make sure that it's plain and it doesn't have any calories in it. You don't add any sugar, you don't add anything to it. Otherwise, you'll end up breaking your fast, especially if you have any type of carbohydrate in it. So tea, plain tea, or black coffee will definitely help you make it through a fast. The last thing I'll recommend to you in this video is to go for a walk in nature. Going for a walk has, at least for me, a restorative effect. It helps me rebalance my mind. It makes me more mindful of myself and of what's going on around me. And it also, being out in nature, also reminds me that of how small I am compared to the world and how awesome nature is. So when you start thinking about other things and you start becoming more aware of what's going on around you, you start becoming less aware of something like eating or drinking or anything like that. That's just been my experience. Every time I go for a walk, I start to think about things. I get ideas, and I rarely think about food. The other thing about going for a walk is if you go for a walk, you're not in your house, you're nowhere near your car, you can't just hop in the car and go get fast food, or you can't just go to the cabinet and get something to eat or drink. So what you're doing aside from the restorative effect of being out in nature, is you're taking yourself into an environment where it's impossible to get any kind of food, unless there's a McDonald's right down the street from your neighborhood. But if there is, you definitely want to avoid that. So go for a walk, get out there. You don't have to walk fast. You don't have to make it a speed walk. As a matter of fact, I would recommend that you don't do that, because if you walk too fast and you exercise too much, you'll work up an appetite. So go on a leisurely walk, look around you, observe nature, just take it all in and be mindful of what's going on around you and what's going on through your head. And I can almost guarantee you here as well that you won't have thoughts of food, that you'll be reminded of how small you are in relation to nature, and that in and of itself has a supremely calming effect. All right, so let's wrap it up here. The first thing you want to do if you're having trouble getting through a fast is you want to drink water. You want to get a big cup of water, drink it down, savor it, but drink it down, wait about 15 minutes, and see if you're still hungry. Chances are you won't be hungry. If you are, drink another cup of water. Make it 8, 12, 16 ounces, but just drink water. Make sure that you stay hydrated. The second thing to do is to drink black coffee or plain tea. Make sure that you don't put anything in it, especially sugar. Don't put any sugar in it. Don't put anything in it. Drink black coffee or tea. It can be caffeinated, decaffeinated. Caffeinated tea or coffee will help curb the appetite a little bit more. That's been my opinion, but it can be either one. The third thing you want to do is go out in nature and take a walk. Go and observe nature. Get out there, see what's going on in the world. It'll take you outside of yourself. It'll make you more aware of what's going on around you. And what that'll do is that'll distract you from any feelings of hunger that you might have. It'll also take you out of the environment that you're in that might have food. So it'll take you out of your house. It'll take you out of your office if there's food there. And it'll put you in another place where there's not any food available to you, so that there's no possible way that you can break your fast beforehand. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next week for another video. Until then, keep getting after it. Jump rope to freedom. Peace.